Okay, this is my video reply to the Slate January pattern. Demetrius has put this pattern forward, basically asking us to draw out our projected runout. And we're looking at trying to make this pattern as easy as possible, keeping everything simple and smooth. And for me, obviously the 2 to the 3 is the transition. We are shooting these balls in rotation. The 2 to the 3 is immensely important, but the way that it becomes manageable is to manage the shot on the 1. Now, for me, I can shoot a small draw shot into the side pocket and hit that zone that I've drawn for the 1, but unfortunately, that zone is small, and I can't guarantee that I hit it, 90% of the time. So I actually like shooting the 1 in the opposite side and using a small forward roll to roll into the widest part of that zone. Now, on the 2 ball, the answer is pretty easy. I'm looking at coming 1 rail into the zone for the 3. However, the right side of that zone is actually pretty favorable. And the reason the zone is as big as it is because you can hit a 3 diamond draw off of this shot, nice quiet draw, up table, and hit that target as big as it is. And I think from anywhere inside that target, the 3 is makeable, and there's a giant target on the 4. So you've got a little bit of leeway where you're at for the target on the 3 into a big landing zone on the 4. At that point in time, you're kind of just coming down the channel to get on the 5, and anywhere in that channel generally will give you a makeable shot on the 6. So we're going to try it, and let me know what you think. So I've landed to the left side, which actually is right on the line where it transitions from the 1 rail back up into the zone to the draw. So I'll be drawing this. Too much angle. Don't like it. Landed outside of my premium zone. And obviously the scatter on the draw is going to be bigger than coming 1 rail up. But as I said, it was kind of difficult to hit an even smaller zone off of the 1. See there, I've even come a little further into it. Now from here, I'm technically outside of the zone, but I can shoot this ball into the thick side of the pocket and manage to hold the angle. So we'll try to end up right here. And again, it's a hold angle draw. Doable. And then here we got on the flat side of the zone. So this is going to be a little bit of a punch. It's going to glance off the side rail into my zone. Bounce would be nice. Whew. Right on the edge of it. Just going to stun this ball up the channel. And again, not quite there, but this is doable. And then just anywhere with a good, clean, makeable shot on the 6 is acceptable. Let's try it again, see if I can stay with my zones and make it a little cleaner. Better transition. So we're 1 for 1. See if I can stay on this side of the zone and show the one rail approach. That should do it. Yeah, that's a great angle to come up into this. It would help if the 3 ball were on the table, but we'll get there after this shot. Maybe could have used a little more check spin. That just was a whisper. Just tiny bit of spin. Now here I'm not going to reach the long rail. I'm just going to try to come down table and tap the bottom rail. Now we have a good angle here to, it's kind of personal choice. I mean, you can just slide off the rail and up, or you can use just a little inside and come 2 rails and out into this zone. I actually like sliding off the rail and up just because you've got a ginormous landing strip. You're not coming across the zone. Be straight, but again, we're just looking for a good shot on the 6. All right, let's try it again. Good little pattern. It's not super complicated, but requires you to be, like I said, very accurate on that first shot. Um, anywhere here or here really brings some trouble into play. So this is right on the outside line. This is almost too much to come 1 rail and up. The only way, you do have to check this ball off the bottom rail. Now, normally, if I were to try to transition to the 3, I'd be looking at a 2 rail pattern. But obviously, from here, the 4 ball comes into play, and from here, the 5 ball comes into play. So rather than fight with those balls, I just try to stay away from them. Now here, I might be able to shoot this with left and come off of that rail and spin deep enough to kind of come on that line. Again, you're bringing that 5 ball into play. I just personally don't like it. So probably here to get into this zone, I'd be shooting this firm with right and trying to check this ball off the rail and trying to catch it kind of thick to the pocket. Bad. Obviously, I didn't want to come that close to the 5, but I was right at the edge of my zone. And now I'm over that ball. which is why that zone is created away from those. I don't want to be stacked on top of it. At least here it's manageable, and I've got a nice large zone to hit the 4, and just got to make the 3. A little weak. I'm in my zone, and this makes for a really nice angle to come kind of soft roll off the rail into that. Then from here, I've got just a touch of a reverse angle. Nothing uncomfortable.